classic dualies that we see so often now in the hands of Goofy. I don't think he's going to be tested, though. Eternal Fire are sneaking their way towards A. Only one CT here right now.
Angle has been lost. Good timing on the flashbang. Kylar still gets the first and the second. Found the bomb as well. Buying time for that rotation. No response from Eternal Fire just yet. Oh my word. How is that even legal? Where's the referee? How is that a kill? I don't know. Oh man, I'm sure Eternal Fire are processing that one as well. Only two remain, and now it is one. Calyx flanked by Goofy. That third frag from Kylar was nasty. That was post-watershed fragging in that pistol round.
Yeah, that's a great sign early for 9. Kyler playing that A anchor position. You want to have a reliable player there. Saw JKS doing good work in that position yesterday, but all right, that is filthy. Oh,
What
the
is
last
that?
one. Come on, man.
Can somebody please explain the science behind that?
You know, I would actually love a show match where there's a referee who just steps in and is like, sorry, Kyler, that's too filthy. I'm unplugging your mouse. You're not allowed to play anymore in this round. My God. I'm sure XANTARES is searching for an explanation as well.
Great for the force buy. Eternal Fire, who were able to yield just the one frag in that pistol round. There's some utility here for 9. A very successful CT pistol can lead to a prioritization of rifles if given the opportunity and a lack of util. There are smokes at the very least. Eternal Fire taking some map control with good time though. Safety in numbers for the time being. Minho smoked off the angle. Will still pick up Major as Kyler will have some trouble. His angle might be compromised, although Hades is here. He'll run distraction as Hades tries to use those final bullets, but the Desert Eagles are here as well. Woxic and Calyx make it a 2-on-3. No cover for that bomb plant, no. They thought they were in there for the bonus, but there might still be work to be done. Perhaps not, though, as Key will put Calyx out of his misery. 3 frags, almost a bomb plant. A reasonable round from Eternal Fire.
Yeah, they got into a competitive position, but 9 just had such good backup already on that A site. I like that in this round they have an extra player over there. A quick celebration there from Goofy. Ahead of this next round. Have a brief technical pause here. Sorted as soon as possible. Yeah, good start for 9. I think they can be pretty happy with their holds. As you said though, Eternal Fire, they got into a reasonable position there. Just they didn't have that cover for the bomb plant. Maybe a little too concerned about the flank getting too early. Because the rotate was more standard on the 9 side. You have a favorite in this matchup, James? I mean, either personal favorite or team you actually think is going to win?
So, like, historically, you know, I really enjoy watching 9. I think they're quite an intriguing team. Like, the rise of 9, how dangerous they have been in the past on Vertigo. That's, like, super engaging. And, I'm a person, I really don't like Vertigo. I think as a spectacle, it's terrible with how short the A-bomb site is, how the wall of smokes is a crutch and so on. Yet 9 on Vertigo is fascinating to watch. Going to the Eternal Fire side, I mean, being the bannermen for their country, you always want to see those guys succeed. And I think they've suffered the problems of a small community, especially with Valorant taking players away where they've had to rotate roster time and again. Sometimes a fresh pair of eyes is what you need, etc. And that's had mixed results. I think it's been disappointing for the most part. Obviously, we've got new blood in there now, Wicadia. So I feel like I've seen more traction with 9. I want to see Eternal Fire find like a higher, more stable minimum, like a base of operations, and be a bit more consistent. I would love to see that. So, you know, I don't have a dog in the fight per se. I would like to see both teams do well. I think it's a longer term question for Eternal Fire. It's great they've got new blood in there though. So I wouldn't pick a team per se, but I would pick a focus on Wicadia for me as new man, young man. That's like the interesting kind of narrative for me going through the series is how will he do? I think he did pretty well yesterday. Got some important frags for the squad. It's a new day. Maybe 9 will, in the vacuum of this week, have a bit more structure to them than Cloud9 did versus what you'd expect from them. So it might be a difficult challenge. Even the distinctly different style might be enough of a challenge. Enough of a different measure of contrast to see how he does today. So not leaning towards a team, but I do have a focus for a player.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's nice to get those different styles to test him pretty early on in his career. Those are hand warmers, I believe. Very fancy hand warmers, and there we go. Shot as well. South, boom.
Wow, have a look at that. Very nicely done.
That's great. I actually might get some.
Done indeed.
It gets cold here in the winter. Although then I can't use the cold hands technique when I'm playing an MM game, which is my go-to excuse.
Dude, cold hands are a nightmare. I lose heat quickly. Even if I'm like scuba diving in the Bahamas, I have to wear a full 5mm suit because otherwise I'll be shivering. So when it gets cold, then my hands are like frozen, and I am even worse than I normally am. So that's really bad.
It's frozen hands barred off, they call him.
That's why I'm the utility man. I wonder what it's going to be like with the real rifles and shotguns actually when it gets to winter.
True.
I was thinking about that today. Like, you know, the temperature's dropping a bit. I'm running around in shorts. Sometimes you got to crouch. Sometimes you got to kneel. Sometimes you got to throw yourself on the floor and go prone for a certain course of fire. But you know, I'm 6'4". I've got very long legs. I was walking right in Santa Monica one day when we had the studio there, along the beach, had my AirPods in. I was on a phone call talking to someone, and this guy cycled past me, and he said, "Do those legs go all the way up?" Just to give you an idea of how long my legs are. But I need to find some kind of appropriate trousers that aren't going to be too restricting to run around with shotguns and rifles in the winter and do archery.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah.
I haven't done archery in ages. I do archery.
We have it's called a postal competition. So in the winter, you're supposed to shoot indoors at about 20 yards. It's called a Portsmouth competition. It's a smaller target, 20 yards. And you do 60 arrows or 60 ends every month. And you send your score in and you're competing with other clubs. So most clubs do it indoors, but we do it outdoors because we're hardcore and we don't have an indoor place to do archery. So we do it outdoors in the winter.
Playing on hard
because we're gangster like that. Although I had to make my average, and I think my average was actually I've got it in my app. Hold on. We're filling time here, guys. That's why we're talking about archery, okay? I don't wanna hit nothing. All right. So my average. The first time I've done 60 arrows was 400 out of a possible 600. It's not very good, but you know, it's a starting point, and that's all that matters. I'm only competing with myself, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say, yeah, the interest in these two teams, like, I think it was right. It comes from different sides for me. Like, 9 are almost like the new big with some of their creativity and some of their cool ideas. But then Eternal Fire, you've seen these players in the past, like XANTARES and Woxic, and it feels like they should be competing at the top level. I want to see these guys playing at the top level, playing on big stages. Even Calix has had spells on strong teams in the past. So it's a cool, like, contrast where you have probably the individuals that I'm more looking at on Eternal Fire. Because, you know, Woxic back in the day was a genuine great top-tier AWPer. Same as XANTARES when he was on big, he was doing great work. So I want to see these guys showing us what they're capable of at the top level again. Also just very cool that 9 have risen up with not that much experience. You've only really got Hades in there, or they have come to these events recently and shown what they're capable of. Fist bumps are out. Maybe they'll get to show us more of what they're capable of soon. Should be ready to get back into that action. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to the tech team for getting it sorted very quickly. Got into round number 3, where Eternal Fire have got a few Deegs on the board. When I say a few, I mean 2. So technically that's a couple, not a few. But
Indeed. On a side note, if anyone knows where I can get a nice Korean horse bow, do send me a tweet. I need to get one of those.
Sounds awesome. You have to be riding a horse to use a Korean horse bow?
Probably not anymore.
Probably not. Careful. Oh, doesn't need to be too careful. He's got backup. Little team dink in the mix. Major gets one with the Glock. XANTARES did open up this round with a Deeg. If he could get one more, that'd be very good damage out of this round, because 9 fully invested into rifles. So the 2 kills for Eternal Fire are significant. Get a damage done. But not too bad overall for 9. They'll take the 3-0 lead.
I just noticed that the middle of the 9 logo is a Roman 9 IX sideways.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, it's an underscore. But I'm pretty sure it's a Roman 9. Roman numerals. You know the numbers we use are Arabic numerals.
What, like the actual numbers?
Yeah, those are Arabic numerals.
Oh.
Which is interesting. Yeah. There you go. Something you learn when you're super into watches. Our numbers are Arabic numerals. So then what are like the white people numerals called?
I don't know what
maybe they're the Roman numerals.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. What the roadman numerals?
How many different numerals are there?
Where's this guy's mouse pad? Oh, okay. It's just like almost fading into the color of the table.
Really blends in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of like quite on brand. I feel like they've all got these like black mouse pads, like fitting with the white and black theme. No color jerseys for these guys. Pure business.
I have to say, so there are some mouse pads out there where they have like color options available. You can see there's an orange mouse pad down the end of the table. At home, I have a red mouse pad. I've got many red mouse pads. Last time I went to the studio in Stockholm, I went to a local distributor and I bought 6 different mouse pads, and they gave me 2 more. Like, oh, we think you should try this. But what I realized is when you get like a nice colored mouse pad, they get dirty very quickly. So where you're using them most, they go black. So if they're not black, it just looks really bad.
Right.
So I would recommend getting a black mouse pad, because otherwise you're just going to look like you don't take showers, basically. If someone who's not a computer person comes into your home and sees your mouse pad, they're going to be like, who is this guy? And how do I leave immediately? What excuse can I use? Yeah.
You've got to try and have the distracting bright RGB keyboard instead.
Oh, no. No. I've been there and done that. I quite like the underglow. I built like 15 keyboards, and I liked the underglow. I want to say that Apex is like that. But even those, I kind of got over them after a while. Intel actually built me a PC a few years back. They built me some monster PC, which is what I use for streaming and so on. But it's got so many lights inside. The fans have got lights. It's really cool because they color coordinated the cables inside to match my favorite pair of shoes, like black and yellow. But anyway, there's so many lights inside the case. When I had my PC in my bedroom, I had to turn it off at the wall so I could sleep because it was so bright.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to solder those LEDs into my keyboards and so on. But now, just clean, understated for the most part, no lights. Although I have one key set which is kind of it seemed like the original Game Boy, like that kind of off grey and that purple. And I have the caps lock, I think says power, so I need to solder a light into the caps lock so you can press it and it has that like Game Boy light on, like when it's turned on.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be really sick.
That's necessary.
What was that called? DSA DMG round 3 or something. Yeah, I need to make a video about my keyboard collection. Now I've got my... It's done now. It's completed.
Nice.
It's all over. So these, so the average keys you get on these gamer keyboards, right? I don't even know what these. I guess they're called cherry profile, which is quite similar to GMK. So if you try a different key set, it feels really, really weird at first because you're not used to like where the gaps are and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you do want to try a different profile, I think like, you know, the keyboard fiends, the non-gamer keyboard guys like SA profile, which is like the tall profile that old keyboards used to have, like really old keyboards.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're horrific for gaming, to be honest. So the SA keyboard is like a wider dish than the typical one that you'd have on a gaming keyboard. It's a bit wider, but I think it's quite nice. An XDA is like an extreme version of that. They're kind of like dinner plate keyboards, keycaps almost. But I would recommend the DSA. I gave Hiko a DSA profile key cap set once, and he was grossed out by it. But you know, that man's not willing to adapt, so he missed out.
Blame him.
Yeah,
It's all his fault.
Shout outs to Hiko.
I don't mind like with keyboards. If you have one, I think I used to have like sort of like light, like purpley sort of just color across the whole thing. And if it's subtle like that, I think it can work. I think it can look pretty cool.
Different strokes for different folks, but you know, I'm like 2 years ahead of my time. Like
Oh.
when everyone was using the full size keyboards, I was on a 60%, 65%. But they're coming down. You can see it now. A lot of people are like, oh, but I need the numpad for my bybinds. No, you don't. If you look at that keyboard next to the camera, right? You've got the space bar. To the right of the space bar, you've got an Alt key. To the right of that, you've got probably a Windows key or something. But it can be a function key as well. If you hold that key down, then every key changes on the keyboard, and it can be whatever you want. There we go. So look at that space bar, right? Go 2 keys up. That's a function key. So you hold function down and press 2. That could be numpad 2. That can be print. It could be anything you want. So you can have your bybinds. You can make every letter on your keyboard a bybind by holding down one key. It's called a layer, people. And you can have multiple of them. So you don't need a numpad ever. Never. You don't need it. You don't need that page up, page down nonsense either.
Oh.
So that's a 10 keyless. That's a 10 keyless. The perfect size though is slightly smaller, 65%. You get the arrow keys, and you get like 4 other keys to mess about with.
Yeah.
You can make them like volume up, volume down, or whatever. We're back into the game. Look at us, filling with nerddom. Look at us. Look at us go. Wonderful stuff. The music helps, honestly. Well done, production.
Yeah, music's great. I love that. And we're back with an AWP in the hands of Woxic as well. Always something to get excited about. Back into a gun round. Full M4s for 9 as well. They don't have much money in the bank on a couple of players here after losing a few players in the previous round. Eternal Fire showed us a lot of set plays, a lot of executes yesterday on Anubis, and also a lot of rounds where they were willing to run the clock down and go late towards A, try and draw rotations. Cloud9 fell for that a few times. So it looks like Eternal Fire are running a similar idea at the start of this first gun round. If 9 have done their research, they might be ready for this.
Heading towards that minute mark. It can be quite nervous with the pace Eternal Fire set to just sit and wait. How do you hold on to your utility? You can see on this occasion, 9 haven't really done that. Few flashbangs remaining for the squad, and they're both on the A bomb site, but the push is coming in towards B. They will simply have to wait them out, respond if they get the opportunity. Goofy trying to find an angle. There's XANTARES though with the AK-47. This round might just be over. Position has been lost. XANTARES with the AK. That's the XANTARES you want to see. Go in, XANTARES, and frag, and that's exactly what he did.
Really clean headshots there from XANTARES. And it's the fact that they have the nades up on the site, allowing him to just fully focus that one angle. That's when XANTARES is going to be at his best, when he's able to peek into an angle, when he has a good idea that players are going to be positioned there. straight at headshot height. And Nine do want to do some damage here. Kyler sticking around, really wants to see what he can do, but he's low on health now. Might be time to get out of that and just take the one exit kill. Might need to worry about their own economy as well. So good round there from Eternal Fire. Again, you see that early utility, late round utility used by them on towards this B site. Just that one smoke allows XANTARES to isolate this angle. There's a molly on that other angle as well, so he can peek in deep. As you said, Nine not able to hold on to their nades for any counter utility in the late round. That allows Eternal Fire pretty comfortable push onto the side there.
It'll be interesting to see what Nine's approach is as this CT side develops versus the pace of Eternal Fire. Saw Cloud9 go for proactive, aggressive plays on their CT side, and I do wonder if Nine will do the same. Perhaps they'll be encouraged to do so in this round where they've got no money left after their buy. Missing some utility here and there. Only Hades has flashbangs in round 5. Early start for Eternal Fire. Very early Molotov to thwart some util from the CTs. Goofy won't be doing that anytime soon, I don't think. Punished for the dump peaks. In goes Wicadia then, trying to find a kill. That leaves Key somewhat stuck though. Nino and Kyla will rotate over. So the A-bomb site's been abandoned for now. Be feeling very brittle on this B-bomb site, but they have sent the reinforcements over.
The question is, how long are you confident in that call on the Nine side? The answer is, well, for about 10 seconds before they send players back to A. That smoke from Hades is really well timed, though. It means no one can make a move on mid while 2 9 players reinforce this A site. Problem is, once that smoke fades, at some point, Nine are going to have to realize that mid is open. They have to consider that possibility. That can make this A site hold extremely awkward. Sure, Hades can lock down one angle with the AWP, but Kyler could very easily get traded on this angle here if he's not careful.
Disengages. Majors committing with the bomb behind him. Woxic will get dropped and Hades has got a nice angle. 1 versus 3 as Major runs to his doom. 3 players surviving will be enough for Nine. It'll have to be. Eternal Fire going for the buyer once again. Keeping Nine spending as they look to do the same. See the jump peek from Goofy. Woxic showing him that he can't do that. Won't get away with it. That made things so awkward for Nine. If they can avoid losing a player like that, and maybe they'll have a better time holding the bomb site, at least early. Eternal Fire's turn to be lacking in utility here and there, but they've got plenty. A few Molotovs will have to be enough. Hades down to 50. That grenade could have been chucked here onto Minio. Minute 30 for Eternal Fire. They have eons to make a play here.
And again, seeing another round where Kyler delivers on A, and that's going to make Nine feel much more comfortable. Actually, in this round, though, they're going to be less comfortable because they've lost an early pick. It's Hades dropped towards mid. XANTARES does look pretty nailed on today. It's dialed in some of the headshots he's landed early. Or not being used by another Nine player yet. It's the timing on this aggression like, though, from Kyler. I don't think he goes much further yet. He's hearing nades being thrown, so he will go in, and Calyx gets another opener. It looks great for Eternal Fire. It's a flurry of frags. Minio hits the deck as well. They don't take barely any damage in that round, Eternal Fire. They took 1 damage in total. What a clean round.
Wow. It's raining men. Everybody getting dropped for 9. That was so clean. Satisfying sounds from Eternal Fire. That has devastated Nine's economy. They'll have to rethink their aggression should they want to push through the choke points again. And on fire with their area control. Woxic having a good start in the beginning of this series. 5 kills for him so far. And on fire have urgency towards that B bomb site at the beginning of these rounds. You can see it from that molly. Woxic is finding the fruit. You can see Wicadia has been the entry man for the squad. Not by these stats, but has been going for it. And I think it's a nice position for him to be in as well. Send him in there, get aggressive early. Create space for the team. Leave XANTARES to clean up.
Gotta say, the Woxic XANTARES combo looked quite on point early here, and Calyx is also landing some really good shots. I know Eternal Fire are down right now, but their individuals look pretty scary. Woxic's just getting picks around that B site, waiting for these fights to come to him early. Aggression dealt with, and then this final shot, very quick on this one, around the corner. And Calyx got the deke shots in the last round. Now in this one with the rifle, fast adjustments and fast headshots. I think just on an individual basis, Eternal Fire look fantastic at the start of this map.
Suddenly looking so rough for Nine as they try to re-establish their economy. Victimized on the B bomb site. Target practice for Eternal Fire. Got a second kill out of this though, but don't see Woxic getting dropped anytime soon. The way he's firing. Wicadia will finally get onto the scoreboard as well. So everybody's turned up now for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, starting to get some of the other players on the board. Major doesn't really need to be a massive fragger either. He's the in-game leader of this team. So far, so good for Eternal Fire. We have seen Nine try and throw some mids to late round aggression in. Eternal Fire were very prepared for it. They were ready and waiting. That could deter Nine from going for aggression in future rounds. If that is the case, Eternal Fire will be happy to run down the clock consistently. This time attempting to make an opening move. Calyx's nade is fantastic. He had the molly on the other side, so figured, why not nade in the position that he's most likely to be in? Gets him down to 50. This time, Woxic's orb not outside B. It's Wicadia holding. So this might be a harder hold with the rifle, especially as this flash comes in. Doesn't even need a flash. Goofy just swings dry.
Urgency is high for Nine. Oh, XANTARES, that's why he's on the server. He snaps, he's such a robot in the best way. More work to be done though for Eternal Fire. After that initial aggression for Nine, are they brave enough to have another poke? Will they sit and wait to respond? If they stay static, it'll be a 4v2 likely for Eternal Fire, unless they offer a fake of some description. No one towards mid for Nine, and Kylar starting to wonder what might be happening there. Nine are devoid of information now after that initial aggression. Eternal Fire will be able to split wherever they want to with how defensive Nine are being. But the numbers game for Eternal Fire surely prevails here. Again, XANTARES will be on the AWP as he's low. Minho blinded initially. Woxic with the AK saying hello. Minho first forced to fall back then. They've kept one extra alive though, although Hades is very far away for the time being. Kylar able to trade, but Hades is not going to be in action anytime soon, and with no kit on either of these players, you have to wonder. Seems they'll be backing off. Eternal Fire are going to take the lead then. do think it becomes rough for Nine when they go for that initial aggression. Not going back to the well just leaves them in a very bad situation. 2 versus 4 wherever Eternal Fire choose to go. Doesn't bode well for the CTs.
Just these consistent early frags and early trades are definitely helping here on the Eternal Fire front. This time they did lose that early player, but XANTARES able to bring it back to handle that aggression. And the late round play works. Nine not getting that active in the late round. Maybe some of that prior aggression going against them makes them feel like they can't go for that comfortably. Nine decide they need to talk things through. I think the frustrating thing here for Nine is that obviously every team at this level does their homework nowadays. They do their prep work, they watch their opponents' maps, and this is probably what Nine were expecting Eternal Fire to do. They're coming into the server and they're realizing it's still really hard to deal with this Eternal Fire style. Even if you know what's coming, you don't always know when you can throw aggression in at the right time. You don't know when you can be disruptive. You see just how comfortable Eternal Fire can be in the late round. They take the lead here, and Nine stuck on a high that is a little awkward. 2 rifles carried on over though. See what they can do. Calyx taking damage early. Pistols can still be dangerous as well, so a smoke put down to make sure they can't fight him.
Oh, he sent it through the smoke as well. I love the urgency. Will there be a trade though? Nice pre-fire from Major, that'll be good enough. Oh, will it? Nino of the Deagle makes things awkward now. Rifles to be collected. AWP still in play. Eternal Fire don't know where the other 2 are, and they're all spread out one by one. Woxic holding down 2 jobs now. Timing may work in either team's favor in that respect. 50 seconds on the clock. Eternal Fire cut noise as per usual. Minio walks out and it's advantage Eternal Fire again. As you mentioned, it's so hard to know when you can aggress because they just cut noise at around a minute 10, a minute 20. It's all guesswork after that.
And now Hades has a hunch that he needs to go back to mid, back to A. But Eternal Fire with another good late round read. His bomb should be planted for free. And Hades won't get offered up many opportunities here on the AWP. No real reason for Eternal Fire to cross into that position. They already have Wicadia back towards B long. A couple of players on the site as well. So this post plant looks a little too good for Nine to be able to deal with. I'm surprised Kyler's still sticking around here. He does win the fight. Does that tempt Nine in? They're still close by. They could go for this if they really wanted to. Kyler has a kit as well, but the time is really against them here. I think the save is probably the right decision. Kyler's a little close to the bomb. I'm concerned.
Let's see how he does.
Yeah, just about.
This has been quite the run for Eternal Fire. Oh,
he survived.
been quite a good run for Eternal Fire in these recent rounds. Nine have lost control. But again, it's hard to be too daring versus Eternal Fire because you just don't know what's around the corner. There's a case in point. Hard to clear both those angles as well. Coin flip was lost on that occasion. But the full buy is back for Nine, looking for their 5th round on the CT side, which is often a struggle on Anubis.
A bad angle for Hades, but he doesn't connect the shot. Meanwhile, those nades have been deployed towards Wicadia. He's chunked down to half health. So a good bit of damage early. So far, Kyler has been pretty reliable on this A site. Been more the B site that Eternal Fire have been exploiting. See if Kyler has a chance to show us what he's capable of in this round. Does look like Eternal Fire are grouped outside A right now. Actually go for something slightly faster here. Utility being used into this A site.
Kyla's position could be good, though. That's Wicadia with the bomb, who's very close to the choke point. In they go. Kyla hasn't been spotted yet, and now the crossfire can be activated, but Minio can't see it in time. He'll trade at the very least. Bomb is exposed. He will disengage. 4 on 3. Try to hold their advantages, but XANTARES has been lurking in mid this whole time. TT's rotating over. There's Key from him, the back. Woxic dropped, leaving Major. They know XANTARES is roughly in mid, so Major's on an island with 40 seconds. How long can he wait? You can see XANTARES is carefully moving towards the A bomb site, but Major has to feel very concerned with what's happening right now. 30 seconds. Hades scoped in already in spawn, waiting for a potential rotation, and it's going to come and slowly. Bomb secured, and that's the round as well.
XANTARES really struggling to get activated here towards the end of the round. He's just so far away from his teammate. And that's a really good sign for Nine, because sometimes when Eternal Fire switch it up, they go for a faster round, you can second guess it and you think, oh, well, maybe they are just going to still go for a late push. Maybe this is a bit of a fake. But Nine didn't fall for that. They did decide to push in for that big flank, and it was so important that they had that flank in position. That kill from XANTARES brought it back to even numbers. You see Eternal Fire not ready for the flank so fast. And a solid enough hold from Nine buys time for that flank. Gives Nine a 5th round. Finally, they break that 5-round streak that Eternal Fire had going.
Eternal Fire very prompt and very consistent with their early grenades into the B bomb site. A second HE at least delivered by that pillar. Really trying to deter the CTs from holding particular angles. Eternal Fire with elaborate plans on Anubis. 6-5. They take their map control urgently as well. Alex sending it through the smoke. Side angle by Key, and a grenade will finish off the job. Kyla drops by Woxic in the meantime. Makes it a 4-on-4 with 1:10 for Eternal Fire to pursue this round.
That AWP of Woxic continues to find early round success. Will be dealt with. The aggression from K pays off. He's down to 5 health though. Still need to be careful here. Wicadia could have tried to catch him. He transitioned back to the bomb site. Bomb has been left behind by Eternal Fire. This time, the mid-round aggression might work for Nine. Just as Major leaves position, they push out through A. That is fantastic info for Nine's CT play here.
Yeah, this is very necessary for them to make these aggressions late on. It's scary, it's risky, it's a gamble, but it needs to be done often. Down to a 2-on-2, Wicadia moving through. I think he may have spotted Minio there. Now he's spotted Minio. Delivering the goods is new man Wicadia. Hades in a 1 versus 2. Position unknown. Scoped in already. Wanting to concede the position closer doing that. Where have they gone? How do you avoid the 1v2?
He's got utility, but I don't think he'll expect both players to have gone B long like this.
Yeah, they've completely disengaged from the bomb site. Just flashes for Eternal Fire, and this is probably taking too long at this point. Hades isn't going to go for it unless he finds a frag. And there's just too many problems to solve on that bomb site for him coming in late. Eternal Fire will continue their route on the T side.
Wicadia with another impactful round. He may not be getting the most kills on the team, but he's getting good impact. This time in the mid-round when it turns into a position where you think Nine have the edge. These were the opening frags from Woxic, but Nine brought it back with this aggression. They had great info. This frag helps, and then Minio was in position, but Wicadia just catches him on the edge of that smoke. Really good work from Wicadia landing some good shots. So Eternal Fire back to winning ways. They've won 6 of the last 7. They're not ready from the aggression of Kai, though. Woxic caught right in the open.
How much of their initial plan has been exposed? Eternal Fire might wonder. Minute 30. Still early days for this T side. Promising start from 9, though. AD still waiting. That'll invite a response in terms of utility. And again, it's very hard for 9 to hold on to their util. 1 smoke and 2 incendiary to remain at 1 minute 20. We'll see how that continues. Kylar's holding his smoke in his hand. Mid-round, complete silence from Eternal Fire. Again, they urgently take their map control, normally. And then they just go quiet. You can see Kylar's holding that gap. 1 or 2 pixel gap to the right of the pillar. As soon as he sees someone, release mouse 1. Try to buy some time. Sound cue will be enough on this occasion. 40 seconds left. This will be an interesting one. Going close to avoid the flashes. He knows the push is likely. Got to be careful though. That's a great grenade from Eternal Fire. I think they knew what he was up to. They forced his position. And down he goes. Great stuff, but the trades are here. Kylar is defending. 25 seconds for Eternal Fire. There's nowhere else to go now. The flashes will continue. Standoff of sorts. 15 seconds, 2 versus 4. What is the plan for Eternal Fire? There is money for some, not all. They're going for this. XANTARES holding angles up top. The bomb's been planted halfway there. But the other half will be very hard indeed. And all too brief after planting the bomb. 9 back on the scoreboard. Make it to 6.
Kai gets them into that early advantage scenario. They're up in a 5v4 quickly. So they reinforce that A site with a second rifler. It ended up being a really good decision there by 9. Saw Kyler playing proactively at the start, just trying to make it difficult for them to push through that smoke. Then the rotate was pretty quick as well from Minio over at mid. So even though it was a trade early, Incendiary slows Eternal Fire down. A really good read there from 9. Starting to figure things out here on their CT side, starting to look a little better. Eternal Fire clearly aware of that fact. Decide they need a timeout ahead of this one.
An important way to start the round for 9, getting an advantage early. But again, the spatial awareness from Eternal Fire is scary on the T side of Anubis. The deep HE through the smoke. Once it was deployed by 9, they knew what was likely to be happening, which is great to see. That is more aggression from 9. Trying to stop some of the initial intentions of Eternal Fire, but again, they are very urgent at the beginning of the round. They like to slow things down afterwards. Hades has got a very different angle. How patient will he be, though? Surely they heard that step into the water by Major.
Smoke behind is concerning to 9. They put an incendiary down. They know there might be a molly to try and flush them out. It also gives them time to smoke it themselves. They'll hold on to that A main position. Neo decides to tuck back from mid. Smoke was just deployed, and now here's that mid-round aggression from 9. It worked for them. Wicadia struggling. Kai with another important early fight. Back-to-back opening kills from Kai. XANTARES tries to make a move up mid. He's got instinct on his position, but it's not going to matter. His teammates are falling, and he's taking damage as well.
How he survived that and didn't die to the molly, I don't know. But that's great from 9, taking the game to Eternal Fire late on in this first half. And that might be good for a few rounds. They're heading towards a pretty reasonable score on the CT side if they don't have one already. And some might argue they do. 15 seconds and there's no money for Eternal Fire. They cannot afford to lose these weapons for that last round. So 9 will make it to 7. 7-7 on the CT side of Anubis. Juicy.
Yeah, that's pretty solid from 9. As we always say, Anubis, the only map that we would say is really T-sided right now. And statistically, that is the case for both these teams as well. Both have higher T-round win percentages. So that's a good sign for 9. Although yesterday against Complexity, they got a 9-6 lead at the half from their CT side, and it crumbled for them. They did lose that map. So whatever happens, work to be done, but promising from 9 to get off to this decent start here. See if Eternal Fire can come out of the half with the lead then. Oh, this time Woxic is ready for that fight. Minio caught out early in this one. Generally, those man advantages have been converted by both these teams. Let's see if Nine can do anything to throw a spanner into the works here.
Normally found in mid, XANTARES. Hades might wonder what is up. Not seeing anybody else in mid. Dry peeks from Eternal Fire as they make their way in. 9 and 10 for XANTARES, and that's a clean B bomb site. 5 on 2. Rather you than me, 9. Got to go for it. Last round and a half after all. Hylar and Hades need a miracle or maybe a power cut to have a chance of winning this one. Try to isolate the fights with utility. Eternal Fire are coming through with the numbers. All they need to do is trade. Kylar creeping through. That's an unfortunate flashbang. Still 5 players standing. They have no chance of winning this one. Wicadia with the last 2. Just 8 at half-time for Eternal Fire. Have they done enough? Not long to find out.
Wozala, Shana wozala, sidla ubusha, wozotroga izihloka, ungasipotozina na, ungasilokothisha na, shayikagas, ungatheleki lana, timbedla izinyo washa, nayindandathu, futhi phaqha siyahamba, khala ubuqhafaqa, sonke siyaconsa, gobhoza umfula yikha, dakiwo thintathina, phika masiphikelana, ngena isiqhephezana, fika yenyo sigcwala, nanku magwebo sishaya, ngqoko with the whip. When you hit Sezi sonke kumnandi bonke abafazi bezala Sonke si sexy sonke si flexy sizobusha Shunga intuthu khala isigubhu olokaqa Sizobumnandi sithamela ilanga sikokophaqa Wozala Shana wozala sidla ubusha wozotra Wozala Shana wozala sidla ubusha wozotra
Fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I've been swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause if I see it, then I want it, then you better know I got it. Ain't no options, I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy, your own enemy. When I fall, I keep running. Feel the pain, but I love it. Yeah. You know I'm built for it. You ain't gotta ask twice. You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life. Big dog status with your stats like. You ain't by that fast life. Just know 100 duffels at the bag price. You ain't by that fast life. 6 speed, yeah, I'm smashing on the gas.
Eternal Fire might wonder if they gave too many rounds away on their TC side. It's a different kettle of fish today than yesterday. Big 9 score-wise put up a pretty reasonable performance, and I think it's clear they understood what they needed to do in some of those rounds and just get aggressive at the right time and take the game away from Eternal Fire. They come away from that first half with 7 rounds on the board. I think that's pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they will be pretty happy with that, honestly. They should be looking at this as a real opportunity for them to steal away Eternal Fire's pick. The Eternal Fire will let that happen, though. It's unlikely, but we'll wait and see. I'll tell you how their CT side looks. They've got a stack in play. Oh, baby. They have got a few players ready on this A site.
Taking a lot of damage. Their grenade in there. They're getting absolutely lit up by Woxic. He has found 4 of them. Hades creeping through the smoke. Will anyone have an angle for him? Does he go all the way? He's waiting for it to fade. Will Woxic get that 5th? Absolutely denied. Almost, but not quite. Calix for 2 HP. That was a prompt pistol round. Eternal Fire, the victors, will be happy with that one. I think they got a chunky grenade in there, if I'm not mistaken.
They must have, because there's a lot of body shots in the mix. Oh man, Woxic just cleans up from that position. Not even silenced. Loud and proud behind the pillar. Complete carnage as they try and rush onto that bomb site. Eternal Fire 1 step ahead of them. They split the pistols then. Both teams winning their CT pistol. A quick eco round here from 9.
Yeah, no force buy, like we saw from Eternal Fire. There were Mac 10s all over the shop. It was like a rap video. From the 90s. I feel like Mac 10s have fallen out of favor with the gangster rappers. Maybe realizing they've got like no accuracy whatsoever.
They look good. That has to be a consideration, obviously.
This internet age of gangster rap. An inaccurate Mac 10, not really a flex in the mostly fictional bars. Right then, ooh, have a look at Hades. He has pulled out the Krieg. A man who likes a scope. Since they nerfed the fire rate, it feels very unusual using that firearm, but Hades is going to pull it out. It's still satisfying when you pop someone though, so let's see if he's able to do that. 100% armor penetration with the Krieg.
Bad. Yeah, it definitely feels as though you want to be sitting at range, going for long-range headshots with the Krieg now most of the time. Spraying to the body is likely going to lose you a fight. Early damage onto Wicadia. He's taking a few nades throughout this map. A takes even more damage though, down to 20 health. Besides, he has to duck out of that connector position. As you can see, Hades right now is just holding. That doesn't look like Eternal Fire want to throw any aggression his way. This angle from Woxic, the jiggles are about to come out. Does he pull the trigger? Of course he does. Goofy rounds the corner. Not ready for that elevated angle from Woxic.
One spotted. I'm not sure if he saw both of them. But he's got utility to delay things in that direction at the very least. In the meantime, Wicadia has been dropped. And the split is on the way. Urgency rising for Eternal Fire. Woxic is posted up though. This delay is not going in 9's favor. That's such a big headshot though. And Hades is here with the Krieg as well. Maybe it's Woxic he was looking for with that Krieg. There's an upgrade there if he wants it. At his feet, AWP collected. 2 remain. MP9s. Faster move speed might help them. That grenade might also help them as the AWP is suddenly lost. Great angle from Major, but there's more work to be done. No trade with the MP9, and Minia will finish off the job. Collect the AWP, and a round 4-9.
And Kyler continues to be the standout performer for 9. And that's not normally the case. He's normally one of the lowest rated players on this team, but he's really playing well here. That boost. Smart start to the round for Eternal Fire, but that shot from Kyler helps. It forces Woxic into an uncomfortable position where he knows he's about to be flanked. That's exactly what Hades was waiting for with his Krieg. Work it out in the late round as well. Toxic still with an AWP in this one. Maybe unexpectedly. The buy isn't great for Eternal Fire, but he's still got the money for the AWP. He's made Hades pay early.
Mates rates for the AWP. There are no flashes for 9.
They nade the other AWP back to them. They just got the AWP now.
A common strat.
Oh.
Send the guns flying. No flashes for 9. Only these smokes. Someone's going to have to take a bullet for the president. We're on oil rig now. Who's the VIP? Not Goofy. It was Minio, bomb carrier. He's getting smoked as well. He's got 45 seconds to die. And die promptly he will at the hands of Woxic, who is ready with that AWP. Got a close game on our hands for the time being, but not a close economy. 9 have had their backs broken again. Their economy's in the bin.
Yeah, 9 will want that round back. I think if they knew that there was an AWP in play, they'd have played it very differently. The Major gets that AWP in his hands, and nice little highlight play, honestly. Switching to the Deeg for a fast one, close range. A lack of utility really costing 9 there. They can't go up against those AWPs. They get smoked by the snipers. This round, they're getting smoked by Calyx. All land some shots at range. He's got one back. Maybe potential for a bomb plant, but XANTARES is the man they've got to deal with. And down below, it looks like he will secure it for Eternal Fire. 12-8 lead. And the pressure starts to be put on 9 here. Can't fall much further behind. Eternal Fire getting closer and closer to this map win.
"19 kills for Kyler, but 23 for Woxic. He's had a great day with the AWP thus far. Just enjoying this area on both sides, be it T or CT, but again, very proactive. They're very organized on this map, our Eternal Fire. Their use of utility to give them space to get into these positions. Hades could be falling into the trap here as well. He's dropped Calyx though. He's looking for that trade fragger, and he's turned things around. There's a minute 20 on the clock for 9 in this 4-on-3. Wicadia standing in the smoke. Gambles having to be taken. Hades is making no assumptions. This is wonderful. Wonderful stuff from Hades.
Difference he's making in this round, but there's still one more man, and it's XANTARES with the AK who gets domed by Kyler. Kyler with another key frag for the team. It's now Major is so far away from the bomb site. I think there's nothing to be done here. He's hoping someone peeks him, but it doesn't seem likely right now. Bomb will be planted. Yeah, that's the risk you run. Calyx goes out to that aggressive position. He gets a kill. But this is part of the issue with that CT aggression. It's always so hard to get back to a safe position from that area. They were hoping that Woxic's AWP could come in and just get scoped in on the angle, maybe help him at least trade and keep the man advantage. Instead, Hades delivers massively. Winning that fight against the AWP made a big difference. Major just has to watch that AWP get robbed from under his nose.
That is such an important turnaround by Hades with the 3K. Eternal Fire threatening to pull away from them and head towards closing out the map. But now we might have a dramatically different situation on our hands. Again, the spatial awareness to catch the player hiding in the smoke here, Wicadia as well, so important. They've got the remainder of the information for his team in getting fragged by XANTARES. Kyler left to clean up, as Kyler often has in this round, in this game rather. Making it to 20 now. Things become very urgent for Eternal Fire. The hero orb, more or less. Some cameos from other devices. Money broken for the time being. You can't miss shots like that, though.
Major actually keeping the orb rather than giving it to Woxic. Works out early. He wins that first fight against Hades. No surprise Major hasn't dropped his utility to a teammate either. Be a good idea for them to have a flash instead of him having it. Either way, is a man advantage for Eternal Fire. And a new problem for Nine to deal with. They know about the AWP. How do they want to approach this round? They have at least a little utility this time, but it's still not great here for the Poles. Let's see if they can split towards B. And the AWP of Major is not here right now, but Alex has the dig. Doesn't land his shot on the opportunity. The bomb plant will not be denied.
Oh, it becomes even more interesting, although the AWP has been lost now, so a little less so, unless Wicadia could do something outrageous. Trying to isolate the fights and delivering. Oh, he ran out of bullets there. That could have been 3. It could still be with the AK-47. He must be feeling very nervous indeed. There's a smoke to isolate the fights. He can go for that kill, and he will deliver. 2 versus 1 now. Wicadia down to 2 HP. Been a monster in this one. Kyla has no idea. Okay, now he knows if they're on the bomb or not. He finds both of them through the smoke, and they keep the wheels turning. Great effort with the MP9, but not enough ultimately.
Yeah, Wicadia's had a few impactful multi-kills. This time, doesn't lead to the round win. It's that first shot. Should not be winning that fight when Hades is holding. And Wicadia flashed in for the first. And this fight, he almost baits Minio in, and he kind of knows where Minio's going to be. He gets a 3rd kill, but fair play to Kyla. Plays it patiently, waits for the tap on the bomb. End up lining up for him through the smoke. Close game here, 12-10 as XANTARES doesn't get the kill. Kyla's getting away with everything right now.
Tying Woxic on kills then. Maybe it'll be one of those two who determines the winner of this game. Nine's turn to enjoy the luxuries of an early frag. Lurk Smoke's very suggestive from the CT side around B. May delay the timing of 9 if, well, at least Eternal Fire will hope that, but there is a focus towards A by 9 for the time being. Map control being held though, but have a look at Wicadia. He's pretty deep on mid. Doesn't see anybody for the time being. Not getting too curious either. He's switching places with Woxic. He's going to look with one of the 2 AWPs towards that mid position. The other AWP's going to be dropped in the meantime. That will pull Woxic away from mid. But have a look at the bomb. It's not committing to the A bomb site despite them having seized control. Key's walking into B in the meantime. And Calyx has been dropped. They've been outmaneuvered and they're getting wrecked from pillar to post. Every position is being lost by Eternal Fire. Woxic finds himself needing 5 in total. 24 kills for him, 23 for Kyla. 9 will soon be just a 1 round behind.
Oh, like 9 see everything there from a top-down view, and Eternal Fire were blind. Woxic gets removed at the end as well, so none of those scary AWPs to go up against, which we saw cost them earlier. Kyla there catching XANTARES, even with the silenced M4, they know roughly the angle they've got to be concerned about. And some of these positions just too strong. They take everywhere on the map. That key round win earlier coming through from Hades may have turned the tides here. Because now 9 are on a 3-round win streak. Should make it a 4th. There's not a disaster in this round. CT economy is always on the back foot. Now going into the stack, it is default pistols mostly.
Very nice. Goofy and E. Getting to work. Nice fly through by the observers. It's fun to just sit and watch around like that. Just bear witness to it.
All tied up then. Eternal Fire may have taken a timeout there. Indeed they do. Their second timeout taken because they know the importance of this gun round. At least they have that AWP out for Woxic because he's been their main man. 24 kills for Woxic, the next closest on his team at 14. Shows how important he's been. A lot of that work has obviously been done with that AWP. See if Woxic decides to try and get aggressive in this round. Not always easy to do with that AWP on Anubis, but there are a few options. Get back underway.
Then the Fire also dodging those early HE grenades towards B. They were also throwing. Tensions towards mid, perhaps. That's how you molly the side, boys and girls. Very easy lineup. Denial of information then, although Woxic might have something to say about that. Nine are looking to force the CTs back. Keep them guessing, as Eternal Fire often do on their T side. Noise being cut then as we head towards that 40-second mark. Minyo's position is going to be quite the problem. Quick pop flash from Eternal Fire though, towards B. That'll be heard by these teams, but they're in position to do something here anyway. Woxic misses his first shot, but delivers on the second. Down goes Goofy. Do 9 have enough to show for these frags? Kylar still lurking in that mid area with 28 seconds on the clock. Oh, but he's got a terrible angle for Woxic. A free kill for him. They need Kylar to get activated here on this lurk. Calix was in mid, but he's starting to wonder about that B bomb site. They haven't seen the bomb for a while, or at all. It's in the hands of Hades with the AWP. Woxic playing defensive. You can see Hades trying to bait that shot. He's in the flames now, but Major is here to help, and they've got all the frags. He'll die for the cause, and Eternal Fire will be in the lead once again.
Woxic delivers more impact with that AWP. Major, that key fight at mid, also helping, means that these 9 players just trying to funnel their way in, but you see Woxic able to deal with them initially. Major still has Woxic's back. Woxic handles the A-long side of things very well. Ends up getting 3 on the round. Not sure if that AWP was saved at the end of the round. Hopefully it was. If not, it's a shame for Eternal Fire here. I don't see it. So it might just be the rifles for Eternal Fire in this round. Looks like it is the M4s. That could be key. Woxic has been so good on that sniper. We even see it there in that round. Flames at the end of the round still keeps his cool. So Eternal Fire 1 round up, but taking that timeout, aware that this could be the moment for them. The losing bonus for both teams is bad. No one has any money. This is a huge swing round in this map. See who can step up under the pressure.
Both snipers, the big focus towards dark or electric, depending on who you are. A prompt one from 9 then. They are full sending on this with some chain flashes in the back, but Woxic will be able to see just fine. Drops 2, and he's got a few more bullets to go before he gets his head popped. 3 on 3 then. Minio will spot one in that mid position. Quick bomb plant. Pull us off the whole position as Hades says hello. 3 on 3 then. Unbeknownst to 9, there is no lurker, there is no flanker. They're all coming from roughly the same place. Keith's got a good angle. Calix trying to clear one side. A big flashbang. He will deliver onto Calix though. Now he's got the high ground on the remaining 2 as Hades is on the left-hand side. How does he avoid the trade though? 2v2, only one to fight now. Swing and a miss from him. XANTARES and Key. 1v1, he's got the defuse kit. Got some angles as well. Key wandering and delivering. Scores tied once again. This may go all the way.
Oh, that is a big round for 9. They get the initial trades. It looks so good from Woxic. Even with the rifle, he lines up the first 2. His teammate goes down in the meantime. He's trapped in the corner with no one to help, so they hunt him down. And K from his position makes a massive impact on the round. I was surprised he went round to the other side there. It was risky not to just play from heaven with the bomb planted on the far side. It worked out for him. XANTARES wasn't ready. Now this buy from Eternal Fire is brittle. It's weak into this round. It looks like a great opportunity for 9 to take the lead. Hang on, into the stack.
Is in a great position with this MP9. Flashbangs avoided though, and now the numbers are starting to dwindle. The big weapons have been taken away, and 9 are stabilizing. Wicadia left with the Julies, asking a lot of him. Well, so far so good. He's getting the 1v1s, but that's his last one for this round. 9 back in the lead. Hell of a fight on Anubis that we're seeing. Money is back for Eternal Fire, but they really must deliver now.
Backs against the wall. Eternal Fire cannot afford to lose their map pick here. They know that Vertigo is coming up next. They know that that is 9's specialist map. Even if it is a good map for Eternal Fire, don't want to go up against 9 needing a win on Vertigo. See what the Turks can pull off in this one. That was close from Hades.
Almost a 30 bomb for Woxic. Something that will surely completely go missing with MR12. I'm okay with that though. Minute 10 on the clock. Have a look at the util for Eternal Fire at this time. They've got 3 smokes and tons of incendiaries. They've held on to their util. That is such a chunky grenade. But this is quite notable how much util they've held on to here. This could be crucial in putting 9 in a bad position.
Happy to run down the clock in this round. Had some faster plays. Woxic with the AWP again on the A site, but the bomb is not here for 9. They're trying to sell this as a fake. They're gonna beat that smoke, but Woxic still lands the shot. Goofy's trying to sell this, but I don't know if they're doing enough. Woxic still posted up, and this B site is not looking too good right now for 9, but they've got 1 kill. Maybe that's gonna allow them in.
Major's cleaned up. They've been delaying on both bomb sites. B's had the CT incendiaries to deal with, and Twyla's still chasing the frags. They haven't done enough to get rid of all that util for Eternal Fire. They've used it to great effect. No bomb plant to come from Hades. This is where they capitulate. This is where the score is tied again. We will go all the rounds. Big from Eternal Fire. That was a difference maker. The utility, the timing on Woxic smoke was perfect. Had T sticking out of it. They couldn't see anything. He got a free kill. Rifle support was there as well. Happy to go back to the well. Look for that second. In the meantime, incendiaries towards that B bomb site. 9 unable to sell anything in either direction. Eternal Fire held on to their utility to great effect.
Yeah, I think it's always awkward when you know you might be up against an AWP swinging this angle. You really don't want to line up, but what ends up happening is that player's just sticking out from the smoke. So They don't even get the chance at a fair fight or a trade. And that really took any threat of that A attack out of the question. So Eternal Fire stick around on B. They keep that connector control, which was such a strong position to have. And look at Nine's money. They had a question. Did they want to force right now? Try and play for the win, or were they willing to play for overtime? And barring a miracle, looks like Nine will have to try and play for overtime here.
Yep. Pretty much looking that way. Cannot see them achieving much in this one. Although, if somehow they get a few kills here, it could have an impact on the next round because of the lack of money in the hole, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. Absolutely not. The double ops continue. Perfectly happy in that round. Eternal Fire, the first to get to game points.
At point, Eternal Fire. They haven't took a map off Nine in the 4 times they've played them. But maybe here on the biggest stage of all of those at Pro League, they will be able to pull it off. It looks good for them right now. They are facing the bye. It's 3 Galils for Nine, though. They've gone heavily into utility here. What do they have in mind for this round? Hades with the AWP, blinded and bested by Woxic. He's been on fire all map long, but it's brought back. The aggression comes in from Eternal Fire, and that gives Nine the chance to bring it back to even numbers.
2 AWPs still lurking for Eternal Fire. That's going to be a problem to deal with. There's only 2 flashes for Nine. I can't see a world where they don't walk into an angle and eat an AWP frag at some point. Seems like they're going to collect their thoughts towards the A-bomb site. Perhaps with Minio lurking. He's creeping towards B, or maybe he's just having a look, because he's got no utility, so there's no fake for him to sell, really, save for the smoke he's got in mid. But again, he's the one with the flashes, and here they come into the bomb site. They better be good, because otherwise they might be in some trouble. There's Major with the first shot. He said it would be painful, and it is, but Kylar's on the site. 3 on 3. Woxic's here with angles as well, and there are no more flashes for Nine. They're planting the bomb, though. The utility has allowed them to take position. Will it be enough? Woxic almost caught with a grenade, but Major will save his bacon. 3 on 2 then. Minio and Key, the last 2 to stay alive on Anubis. That's a big headshot from Key. He'll draw their attention now as Minio comes through. Suddenly, Woxic's in a 1v1. He's dropped Key. 1 more to find. He's got a kit as well. Switching out for the Galil. Minio having a look early. Woxic looking for that kill. Some pre-fire as Minio tries to exit the situation. Stuck in the corner, delivering the kill. We're not done with this game yet.
Oh, brilliant work there from K and Minio at the end of the round. The way they worked together in a 2-on-3 was really impressive. They keep their cool even after going a man down early. Wicadia goes for that aggression. The flash wasn't quite good enough. And then K, he wins that first fight after they get the bomb down. And I love how Minio just comes out aggressively and figures, if they were going to flank, they'd have flanked by now. I'm going to come help my teammate. I'm going to take the fight alongside him. Works out for that first one. And then he keeps his cool to play for time. And we go to overtime. Grouped outside B. Did Nine want to commit early here?
Oh, that's awkward for Calix, but hold on, there's flashes! Oh, it's a team flash! Surely not! Disaster strikes in the first round. The bomb's been lost, and so have most chances of winning this one. Caught with a grenade in his hand, hoping and praying for something. Nine eating all the wrong stuff. Oh boy.
That is so unfortunate. I think Calix was screwed. think he would have gone down. Either way, getting that incendiary down would have made it awkward for Nine on their timing, on their pacing of that push. Such a bold call to kick off overtime, but not one that's going to net them success. K can do something crazy to make up for that flash. Kind of doubt it though. Utility continually dumped. 30 seconds. Money could maybe become a factor. You get a good amount in overtime, but with 12.5k starting money, sometimes you might be shy of an AWP. Sometimes you might have to take a weaker weapon or two if you were to lose the next one. Realistically, winning a 2v5 is just nigh on impossible. You don't have the bomb. So Nine concede the first.
That's rough. Rough as a slide made from sandpaper. Alex is like, oh my god, I've made a terrible mistake. But waits. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. How did they get the timing wrong? Or maybe they just saw Calix there and were like, oh, we've got to go for it. Either way, that works out great for Eternal Fire. They will have no complaints from that first round of overtime.
It always feels bad losing the first T round of overtime, especially when every CT survives, because now you know you're against AKs. It's literally 2 AWPs, 3 AKs for the CTs. I don't think they could ask for a better position. I think this is exactly what Eternal Fire want as their CT buy. And they put it to use. Looks like we should see Nine take a slower approach in this round. Jim, Wicadia's aggressive again. That AK does deliver. Headshot confirmed onto Goofy. Hades get baited into thinking it's an AK here. Doesn't look like it. Flashes Woxic away. Well, some ground gain towards B, so at least that's something for Nine. Still fighting from a man deficit in this one. That's a beefy nade onto Kyler as well. I don't know where all Nine's utility goes. They've got barely any left.
I was just thinking, I was like, where's their flashes? Wait, where's anything? And again, against 2 AWPs, they basically have to dry peek. This is not ideal. Like, this is, you're almost guaranteed that someone's going to have to take one in the chest. And you're already in a 4 versus 5, so it's so bad. But XANTARES has just made the wrong steps.
Must have thought the molly spread further, but Hades was just sitting there behind the flames. That could be the opener they needed. Minio with another frag, but Major's still here with the AWP. He's traded. Good spacing from Nine. They're going to get that bomb down.
What a crazy turn of events. Both teams making mistakes in overtime. 3-on-2 post-plant for Nine. Wicadia moving through. 47 HP. Trying to understand where his opportunities are. Woxic showing presence in the meantime. How did he escape there with his head intact? That's only one of the 3 players. Wicadia comes through to deliver the goods. There are kits for these players. They're dropping a smoke on the bomb, and Woxic's trying to cover. Is anyone going to get there in time? No, he's so close. They run out of bullets. He's done it right in front of their faces. And that's 2 from 2. I can't believe it.
Oh boy, I think as soon as Woxic saw where the bomb was planted, he figured, hang on, I could be behind a bit of cover here. I don't know if that's a normal spot for a bomb plant, because he could actually get around the corner on that far side of the site. Normally you'd plant it wanting more cover. Normally you plant it more in the middle. But instead, Kyler spraying straight down the middle, doesn't get the angle. It's an absolute robbery. It's another frustrating round loss for Nine, but one they've just got to eat. Try and take at least 1 T round from overtime.
Not like this is probably what the Nine fans are thinking. Very engaging first map. But a horror story in 2 rounds of overtime for 9. Double flash. Woxic forced from his position and forced out of the round as well. XANTARES and Wicadia, though, will defend the bomb site. Kind of showing presence from more than one direction, but look at this angle from XANTARES. Quick reload for him. That bomb is just above him as well. Collected by Hades, maybe. Indeed, it will be. 2 on 4. There's so much for them to do, and it won't be done. A wipeout, a clean sheet in overtime for Eternal Fire. That's more than half the job done. Just the 1 round required now in the second half.
Looking so good for Eternal Fire. Minio getting the initial entry, but then that reposition from XANTARES, something that was completely unexpected. And Eternal Fire have so much backup on the bomb site. They go up to 3 map points. Honestly, Woxic deserves this map win if they do get it. 34 and 20. 9 opening kills. 11 multi-kill rounds. Woxic's been absolutely everything for Eternal Fire here. Big damage both ways. He actually takes the worst of that trade. And 9 dig deep. Need all 3 CT rounds here in overtime. In regulation, it was pretty balanced. It was 8-7 halves. Now 9 have got to go flawless as Eternal Fire group outside B. We've seen in the past, they can have some very good set plays, some very good executes. This looks like more of a contact play.
He was in the red, and now he's completely gone. 5 on 3 for Eternal Fire. Such a good spot for them. XANTARES drops, but is it too little too late for 9? Major getting that bomb plant with what remains, 25 HP for him. Numbers for Eternal Fire, though. He's caught falling back, and that will even things up. There's Util. They can smoke off one of these choke points, 9. Kylar needs distraction from his teammates first, but he'll walk in and get domed by Calyx immediately. That will allow them to focus elsewhere. Hades now 1v3. That smoke is nowhere useful. Game is taken by Eternal Fire in overtime. Quite a back and forth, a tight game, but they emerge victorious.